Published 0246 EDT, the 23rd of August 2017. Updated 0257 EDT, the 23rd of August 2017. A Melbourne man with just months left to live will have to face court after he allegedly stole a window from a home being renovated in his neighbourhood. Jugoslav Savic told Daily Mail Australia he had taken a dirty window, which he believed had been discarded, from the front yard of a nearby home in the middle of the day early this year. Mr. Savic, who was diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer, says the arrest has left him embarrassed and his wife on the verge of a nervous breakdown. The grandfather says the window was leaning against a fence out the front of the Mulgrave property, covered in mud, and when he put it into the boot of his Mitsubishi Lancer with the intention of salvaging the glass inside. Jugoslav Savic was arrested and charged with theft after taking a window from a nearby home where the residents were renovating, but he says he had no idea he was breaking the law. But just hours later, the grandfather says police arrived at his door, accusing him of stealing from a neighbor. He claims officers then restrained him before loading him into a police car and was taken to the local police station to give a statement. "It didn't even cross my mind I was doing something against the law," Mr. Savic said. To be taken and arrested, the embarrassment from the neighborhood of being put in a police car. "It's embarrassing, the whole thing is going overboard." Mr. Savic says he returned the window just 3 hours after taking it, but after police had come to his home and arrested him. The 51-year-old father of two and grandfather says the glass was not on the property when he took it to salvage the glass for himself. He told Daily Mail Australia soon after his arrest, he returned the window back to where he found it a total of 3 hours after he had taken it. Mr. Savic said he was arrested based on an old law, which was never enforced, and often broken. "If you want to arrest someone for picking up discarded items, you'll have to arrest half of Mulgrave," he exclaimed. A statement from Victoria Police says Mr. Savic was arrested for theft on January 5 and released on bail. The 51-year-old, who has spent 35 years living in the area and previously coached a local sports team, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer 2 years ago. Mr. Savic, who has lived in the area for 35 years, fell sick 2 years ago and now has just months to live following a dire pancreatic cancer diagnosis, which has cost him his spleen, his gallbladder, his pancreas and 80% of his stomach. Mr. Savic has since had multiple organs removed in a bid to save his life and is relying on a cocktail of medications to stay alive. He says his immune system is so bad that he cannot sit in court or attend any gathering. Mr. Savic says he doesn't want to turn the situation against anyone else, he simply wants it to be dropped. "I'm not accusing anyone of anything, I just want all of this to be forgotten and for common sense to prevail," he said. "I've got better things in my life to do, to try and keep myself alive, than worry about this nonsense." The Mulgrave man says while he is suffering from embarrassment, his wife is on the verge of a nervous breakdown, between caring for Mr. Savic and dealing with his charges, while his family is disturbed. The Mulgrave man says if he had intended to steal something he would have taken something of value, as opposed to picking up a window from what he alleges was a pile of rubbish. While the Herald Sun reports a police brief of evidence alleges Mr. Savic has downplayed his offense, the father of two says he is taking the charge very seriously. "He just doesn't understand what he has done wrong. I didn't lie when the police came. I said I took the window. I showed them where it was. I couldn't believe it," he said. "They made out like I was public enemy number one. It's picking up what someone's thrown away. In my book, that's not a crime. I didn't even know that was against the law. If I had come with the intention to steal something, I would have picked up something of value. I wouldn't have gone to the pile of rubbish." Mr. Savic will face Ringwood Magistrates Court on August 24. Sorry, we are not currently accepting comments on this article.